What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the updated guide for the Roots of War in Call of Dragons. This video is going to show you the simple basics that you need to know about this game mode as a brand new beginners. The video will be divided into a bunch of different chapters. You can use the time cards at the bottom to skip to a specific topic that you really want. The Roots of War is a game mode that you really don't want to miss out as a brand new beginner because it's going to give you a lot of rewards that will help your account grow significantly. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave some comments down below. Let's get started. Alright, warriors and farmers of Tamaris, the Roots of War is one of the game modes that you do not want to miss. To access the Roots of War, you can check the campaign icon from the bottom right corner of your screen. You click on it, it takes you straight to the Roots of War. We check out the rules, and we're going to begin the video by checking out the rewards. Because the rewards is what makes you play this game mode. You do not want to miss out. This game mode is going to show up kind of like every 2 weeks. So make sure you participate. That way you get some good rewards. Let's check them out. As you can see here, if you're in an alliance that participated in the Roots of War, you are going to get these rewards regardless of whether you played or not. We have rewards for the winners and we have the rewards for the losing alliance. Now we're going to keep this pushing. At the bottom here, you can see we got lots of good stuff. We got 10 tokens and we have 1,000 gems. If you participate in the Roots of War and you get 10,001 points, you are going to get all of these good rewards. If you get between 6,000 to 10,000 points, you get 8 legendary tokens. If you get between 3,000 to 6,000 points, you get 5 legendary tokens. The good thing is it is very easy to get 10,000 points, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get that. The good thing about the Roots of War is that if your alliance loses the match, you are also going to get some rewards. When you get 10,000 points and you lose the Roots of War, you are going to get 5 legendary tokens. And here is the breakdown depending on the number of points that you get. Like I said, it is very easy to get 10,000 points. I'm going to be showing you that a little bit. As you can see here, regardless of whether you win or you don't win, you are guaranteed 5 legendary tokens as long as you get 10,000 points. So make sure you show up every 2 weeks to play this event. It's going to be awesome. You don't really want to miss out. The rewards are very good. Up next, we're going to check out the details for the Roots of War, how you can register and things that you need to know. You can just click on the rules and then go to the details. As you can see, everything is here. It is showing you the gameplay for the Roots of War, the things that you need to do. And then we're going to go over here to overview registration. To qualify for registration, your alliance must be in the top 20 in your server's alliance power rankings. And you must own at least 10 alliance towers by the time registration opens. So this is something that you got to know. Each alliance can create up to 6 teams to register for Roots of War. So your alliance is going to have different times for the Roots of War. You can talk to your leadership and then make sure you register for the time that really fits you. You don't want to miss out on this event because you're going to get some good stuff. So this is everything that you need to know about registration. You can read and get more information. We got player management, which is something that the alliance leaders are going to be doing. There is going to be 30 combatants and 10 substitutes. So that is something to keep in mind. We got battlefield entry, which are some things that you need to know. As we go over here, it says, please ensure you meet the following conditions before entering the battlefield. You have no legions deployed. So when you're playing the Roots of War, make sure you recall all the legions from the map. Whether they are gathering or fighting, you need to recall them back to your city, because if you don't, you won't be able to enter the Roots of War playground. Other players do not have legions garrisoned in your city. If you have legions in your city, you need to eject them. If you don't know how to eject legions from your city, let me show you how you can do that. If you go to your city, you're going to click on this building right here, the Alliance Center. You go over here and you can see if there is reinforcement in your city. You can just kick them out and you are good to go. Now we're going to go back to the Roots of War and check out the next rules, which should be the third one right here, which is your city is not in war frenzy. Make sure that before you enter the Roots of War, you don't have war frenzy. Try to avoid attacking people because you can only enter when your city is not in war frenzy. And if you trigger War Frenzy, it is usually 15 minutes, I believe, which means you have to wait for 15 minutes before you can enter the Roots of War. So that is something that you need to be very careful about. These are the 3 important rules that you need to know. When you play, your buildings are going to open and you can occupy the buildings, get some points. There are also the LIFESTONE, which you need to pick and take to your respective buildings to get some points. The Battle Sync section is going to show you a lot of good stuff about the Roots of War, and you need to pay attention to it. You need to check it out and make sure you have the proper setup for all of your legions. Let's begin with the hero section. As you can see, we have all the heroes over here at level number 60. The first thing you want to do is click on the hero, go to the talents, and make sure you put the proper talents on your heroes, because the talents that you have inside your game will not be the same as the talents that you have over here. The first thing you gotta know is at the bottom here, you can use the manual, which means you can reset your talent tree here for free and then just rebuild it. You can use a manual talent tree that you build by yourself, or you can import a talent tree from your game. As you can see, I've already imported the talent tree from my game. Now here also we got an important talent tree that we have over here. So this one is something that's been imported from my game. I can hit switch and then I can also change it. So what you need to pay attention to is the one here, which is manual. You can also reset it. As you can see here, I can reset, I can build manual, or I can import what I already have in my game. That is going to be up to you. The talent tree that you build from here is not going to change from your game over there. So you got to keep that in mind. The one thing that I recommend you do is make sure you check out all of your cavalry legions, because when you play 5 cavalry in the Roots of War, you need to alter your talent trees. Make sure you do this for all of your marches. You can go switch and then you can go so this one is saying it's not going to affect your talent tree in the game. You can either switch or you can reset. If you reset, it gives you the option to import what you have in the game or to build it manually. So make sure you reset the talent trees for all of your heroes. That way they move together. For example, if you don't do this and you bring out 5 cavalry, maybe some of your cavalry are going to be moving at a different speed and you don't really want that. That can also go for all the heroes and all the different troop types that you have in the game. So make sure you always check out your Roots of War talent tree and make sure that they are up to date with what you have in the game. The artifact section is just going to show you all the artifacts that are available for use in the Roots of War. I think pretty much everything is going to be available, except maybe a brand new artifact that just shows up with a brand new hero. It takes some time before the devs can put them over here. So that is something to know about the artifacts. Up next, we check out the policies. These are the policies that you get for your Roots of War, Season of Strife. You got 25% Legion capacity, which is a pretty big deal. Over here, we got healing. You can heal in the Roots of War. As you can see here, resource healing is unlimited. When it comes to the elixir, you're going to get a small amount of elixir as you fight in the Roots of War. That elixir is going to be different from what you have in the game. So you can use that to heal your legions during the Roots of War. To heal your legions, you can click on your city, and then you're going to see the healing icon right next to your city, and you can heal some of your legions in the Roots of War by using the elixir that you get from the Roots of War. Now you can accumulate that elixir slowly. However, you can also use your resources if you want. Up next, we're going to go through the buffs. The buffs are very, very important. As showcased over here, you can see everything that's going to work. What's going to work in the Roots of War is going to be classified as active here on the right hand side. We got technology, we got honorary membership, we got the faction, alliance title, building, city theme, decoration, and item. All this stuff will be active during the Roots of War. So make sure you work on your decorations. Make sure you check out your city theme. You have the proper one. Work on your buildings and you should be good to go. Over here, these are the things that are not going to be active in the Roots of War, like the rune is going to be inactive, alliance technology not going to be active, villages, behemoth, and policies are all not going to be active in the Roots of War. So this is something to keep in mind. Next topic of the video is going to be how to get points in the Roots of War. And we're going to go straight to the buildings. We got so many buildings here, as you can see. This is the Roots of War map. You can get points by occupying these buildings and just sending your legions there to reinforce, and you're going to collect points that will help you get the rewards in the game. You can get points by fighting your enemies on the field. The points that you get by fighting your enemies will not add up to your totals for the team total, but it's going to be helpful for you, helping you get lots and lots of points for yourself. You can also get points by attacking buildings. You can get points by gathering from the resource nodes. I think they are called Lunambrites. You can gather from there and get some points, and that's going to be good for you. Remember guys, you need about 10,000 points to get all of these rewards. If your alliance ends up winning it, you get 10 legendary tokens and everything that you see here, which is brilliant. If you lose the Roots of War and you got 10,000 points, you still get 5 legendary tokens. This is why you don't want to miss out on these game modes. Let's go over the buildings and see what they can do for you in the Roots of War. So you're going to be divided into 2 teams. We have Lucia and we have Yen. You're going to be in one of these teams. When the game begins, your city is going to be teleported in one of these areas, depending on your classification. So now we go to the next building. We got here the LIFESTONE. Now the LIFESTONE is going to show up in the middle. It's going to be there for 15 minutes. Make sure you take the LIFESTONE and take it to one of your buildings that you have occupied. That way you can get a lot of points. LIFESTONE is very, very important. It shows up in the middle of the map. You send your alliances to fight for it. It is a good thing to have. The next one is going to be the halls. We got 4 halls over here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. These halls are going to give you a lot of points. Occupying a hall grants your alliance large number of points. These are the buildings that you need to focus. Make sure you have fast legions to try and go over there and occupy this building, and then you reinforce and prevent your enemies from taking it. The alliance with the most points is going to win the Roots of War. On to the next building, which is what we call the Tree of Courage. So there are good stuff that you get by occupying this building. It says over here, occupy the Tree of Courage to increase the attack and defense of all your team members. As you guys can see, each building is strategic and each building is going to give you some amount of points. The most important one is going to be the halls, which give you a lot of points. So this one is going to give your alliance team members more attack and more defense. So make sure you don't let your enemies take it, because they are going to punish you big time. Moving on to the next building, which is the Tree of Healing. It says, occupy the Tree of Healing to increase elixir production speed and Legion HP for all members of your team. So when you occupy these buildings, you're going to be getting more elixir during the fight, and you can use that elixir to heal yourself. It's going to be awesome. To heal yourself, you just click on your city and then you're going to see the icon for the healing and you can heal yourself. The next building here is going to be the outpost. We got 4 outposts, 2 for each side. Now, what does it say about the outpost? Occupying an outpost expands your alliance's field of view, as well as granting a small number of points. So make sure your alliance occupies these 2 buildings, because it's going to help you see more. If you don't occupy this building, you won't have a good field of view. Some enemies are going to be close to you and you won't even be able to see them. So make sure your alliance occupies this building in order to have a nice field of view and see a lot on the map. On to the next building, which is the Lunambrite pools. This is where you can gather and get a lot of points. Now, this has been a game changer in the Roots of War League, because people win by gathering on the map. This could be a big deal. So make sure you learn how to gather properly. It says here, Lunambrite pools can be emptied by gathering from them. Pools are refilled 3 times during the course of the battle. Now, my alliance was the first alliance to win the first ever Roots of War League in Call of Dragons, and we utilized the Lunambrite pools to win as well. So make sure you pay attention to these Lunambrite pools. They are pretty good. Up next, we're going to check out the portal. There are going to be two different portals with coloring. You can enter through the portal and go from one side of the map to the other side, but you cannot come back. So that's going to be awesome. It says here, 2 sets of one-way portals will activate when 52 minutes remain, each leading to a target location with no way back. So you got to keep that in mind. If you go there, you might not be able to come back. You could walk back or have your legions die and then come back. And then the next building or the next feature of the Roots of War is going to be the beasts. There are 4 different beasts that give you different boosts. These beasts are going to show up in these 2 locations over here. When the Roots of War begins, they will show up at different times and they are going to give you a bunch of different buffs. We shall check them out in a little bit. So make sure when these beasts show up, you go and capture them because they can change the way you fight. Some of them give you proper rally boost that lets you rally your enemy buildings and take it very easily. So you got to keep that in mind. These beasts are going to be very, very important. Let us go back over here and check out the LIFESTONE. The LIFESTONE is very, very important in Roots of War. Make sure you win the LIFESTONE because it's going to give you a lot of points. This is what helps people win in the Roots of War League. The LIFESTONE is going to show up in the middle of the map in different intervals. If neither alliance is able to take it, it is going to reset and show up later again. So make sure your alliance can grab this LIFESTONE because it is very important. It gives you a lot of points at once, especially if you take it to one of the buildings that you have occupied. Just make sure you have a legion on it, walk towards your building, enter that building, and you have delivered the LIFESTONE. You get a lot of points. That's going to be very useful for your alliance in helping you win the Roots of War. This is a game changer in the Roots of War League, especially if your alliance know how to escort it, if your alliance know how to take it properly to the building. This could be a big, big deal for your alliance. With all of that out of the way, let us check out some other rules that I may have missed. We go to the other rules section and we see what is going on over here. Now the first one is showing you how to register for the Roots of War. The second one is the personal stuff that you need to know. We got combat rules for the Roots of War. It says combat rules for Roots of War are the same as the main game. All combatants can march freely. Now healing. This is very important. Units cannot die during Roots of War, but they can be wounded. Wounded units are sent to the Druid Hut for healing. So just know that when your troops die while reinforcing those buildings, they are not going to die in the game. So you shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't be worried. It's not going to affect you that much. This is only going to be affecting you when you're fighting the Roots of War. When you exit the Roots of War, you're going to get everything back. The capacity of your Druid Hut is unlimited. Severely wounded units can be healed by using elixir or resource healing. Resource healing in Roots of War consume fewer resources than in the world map, so that is something to also keep in mind. Now we already discussed the field of view. When you begin, you won't be having a lot of field of view. Just make sure you occupy the outpost. That way you can see more. Over here we got the scoring. The first time you occupy a building on the battlefield, you will gain alliance points and personal points. Buildings continuously grant alliance points when occupied. So that is something to know. You score personal points whenever you defeat enemy units, but your alliance won't get any points. So when you're fighting, just go and defeat enemy units. You should get 10,000 points very, very easily by doing this, and you should be good to go. We also have information about the LIFESTONE over here you can read. And make sure you know about it. This one shows you how to deliver the LIFESTONE and what you can get from it. We're going to keep this pushing. We got feature restrictions. Certain game features are restricted during Roots of War. I think this one's like the War Frenzy. While players are on the battlefield, any new heroes, artifacts, war pets, or combat units they obtain cannot be included in Roots of War. So for example, if they introduce a brand new hero, or brand new artifact, or brand new war pet, the devs are not going to put them in the Roots of War because they don't want the Kraken to be the only ones using these heroes to change the outcome of the rules of war. So this is a pretty nice restriction we have for the rules of war. Up next, we're going to check out the scoring. You can find the scoring in the other rules. Now, the first thing you got to know here is the LIFESTONE. The livery, the alliance points is 3,000. Player points is 300. As you can see, the LIFESTONE is the one that gives the most points. When it comes to the hall, the first occupation is 750 points. However, every minute you're going to get 150 points per minute. So make sure you don't let the enemy take your halls, because these halls are very, very important. Now you can see the point distribution for all the buildings in the game. We got first occupation, then we got ongoing occupation. These are going to be very, very helpful in, winning the routes of war. You got level 3 Lunambrite pools that gives 66 points. Level 2 gives 49 and level 1 gives 33. Make sure you gather this properly, because it could change the outcome of the routes of war. It's going to be very important. At the bottom here, we got the breakdown of the points and the kills. We got attacking, defending, and the field. This is what you get when you fight your enemies on the field. So this is everything that you need to know about the scoring. It is very easy to get 10,000 points. Again, remember, as a brand new beginner, you do not want to miss this game mode, because you win, you get 10 tokens. You lose, you get 5 tokens. So at the end of the day, you don't lose anything. Just show up, participate, get the points. You can also log out if you don't want to play. Even if you lose, you're still going to get 5 legendary tokens, which is absolutely massive. Let us go over some of the skills that are available in the Routes of War. We click the skill section and you can see the rules. We got management and casting. We got general skills. We got summon skills. We have energy points, and we have cooldowns. Now over here, we got general skills. Guys, if you click on each skill, you're going to see what they do. Let me pick the ones that have short description. Let's start off with the surplus energy. Your team recovers 150% more energy for every 300 seconds, which is pretty good. We got concealment, reduces enemy legions and occupied buildings, field of view by 50%, and reduces enemy PvP legion defense by 20% for 180%. This is something that you can try to use when trying to get the LIFESTONE from the middle of the field. As you can see, we got so many good skills that you can cast at different times to help you win the Routes of War. We got this one right here known as the Strong Walls. Friendly legions within a selected occupied building take 30% less damage for 480 seconds. Now this is going to be awesome when you are defending. We got many good stuff, lots of good skills that you can use. At the bottom here, we got summon skills for each behemoth that is available in the Routes of War. We got a level 4 giant bear. These are the 3 skills that are available for this bear. We got the Thunder Rock along with the 3 skills that you can use for it. We got the giant, 3 skills for each. We got the Hydra level 5. We got 3 different skills you can use for this Hydra. We got the Dire Bear level 5. We got 3 different skills that you can apply. Necro Giant classified as level 6. These are the skills. We got Magma Devourer level 3. These are the skills. We got Magma Devastator, Magma Manipulator, Magma Reaper. And then we got the Flame Dragon over here. This one is very annoying. Does lots and lots of damage. Make sure you utilize it when you are collecting the stone. This thing alone can really stop enemies from taking the stones to their building, provided that it is not killed. So yeah, these behemoths and the skills are going to be awesome. These skills are going to be very crucial in helping your alliance win. If you know how to use them during the Routes of War League, it's going to be awesome. You could win it right away. Looks like we have covered many aspects of the Routes of War. The next thing that we're going to cover is going to be the custom battlefield. You can access it from the bottom left of your screen. You click on it and it brings you to this screen over here. Now the custom battlefield will allow you to create a battlefield that you can use for testing with your alliance teammates or your friends. You can create with 1000 gems. You're going to get a code that you give to your teammates or your friends, and they can join you in a Routes of War where you can practice. This could be good for testing out a brand new garrison and a rally in a setting that's not going to let you lose troops. So this is awesome. You can also join the battlefield from here. When you get the code from your teammates or your friends, you just put the code over here and you join. If you want to create a battlefield by yourself, it's going to cost you 1000 gems. Now over here on the top right corner, you can see we got the rules for the creations and invite. You got participation, everything that you need to know. We got captains, we got officers, and we got spectators. Spectators will be able to observe the battle when it begins. So this is pretty nice. We got hero settings and some of the restrictions that are applied over here. And then we got hero settings over here. The good thing with the custom battlefield is that you can use brand new heroes and brand new weapons. I don't think there are any restrictions. So that is nice. Could be a good way to test out a brand new hero if you got one. And then we got other rules as well. Custom battlefields last for 14 days after creation. Administrators can start multiple matches during this time. So this is going to be very, very good, especially with the Roots of War League. You need to utilize this feature, practice with your alliance. That way you can win the Roots of War. Now my alliance was the first one to win the first ever Roots of War League. I'm going to show you guys the trophy in a little bit. It looks like I have covered pretty much everything about the Roots of War. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is the Roots of War League. Now the Roots of War League is about to begin very soon. My alliance, our alliance, which is 30 NA, was the first one to win it. I think I'm going to link the video gameplay of the Roots of War final over here for you to check it out if you want. We won the Roots of War. It was awesome. I'm going to be showing you guys the trophy that we got and the medal that we got. It is very, very nice. Take a look at it, guys. The medal is premium. The trophy is premium. It's a little bit on the heavy side. It does not look like a toy, guys. This thing is absolutely beautiful in person. When you see it, you feel like you won some kind of championship in real life. So make sure you take it seriously, guys, for the Roots of War League. This time around, the Roots of War is going to be a little bit different because the devs have added so many new skills here that are going to be very useful in the Roots of War, as you can see over here. Now, when I zoom out, you're going to see that I was also able to get the Roots of War city theme. As you can see over here, it is looking pretty nice. What will this city theme do for you? When you go to your city and we hit this thing over here, you can see things that you can get by using the city theme. Now I have it set up over here in preset number 5. I've applied the city theme over here. As you can see, I got a training cost reduction of +2%, which is very, very nice. This Roots of War city theme is going to give you some good stuff for your city. Where can I find it? Where is it? Where is it? Roots of War. It is hiding. Maybe click one by one. I could see it. Oh my goodness. When you record videos, you don't usually see everything. Man, what is going on? Where is my Roots of War? Oh boy, I can't see it. But you get like +3% training speed, which is absolutely brilliant. And when we go over here, I think I can show you from here. We go to the city. I just couldn't see it. So over here, you can see training cost reduction of +2%, training speed of +3%. You can change it, which is awesome. Now, I think I'm going to add a little something that over here that you need to know. Make sure you change presets for your city. As you can see here at number 5, I have for the Roots of War, which is for gathering and training. When I'm in the downtime, this is the preset that I like to use. I have different one for each fighting style that I have on your account. Make sure you pay attention to this. I already made a guide about this. I'm going to be linking it over here. Make sure you check it out. That way you get some good stuff for your account. Another thing that I got to show you about the Roots of War is going to be this one right here, which is the avatar frame. This one here is also for the Roots of War. When I put it on, let me complete the set. As you can see, everything here is complete. This is the city theme for the Roots of War. You don't want to miss out. So make sure you practice with your alliance. Guys, the Roots of War reward is beautiful. When you win it and the devs send it to you, it's going to feel like you won some kind of championships. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the ultimate guide for the Roots of War here in Call of Dragons. I hope I covered everything. If you got more questions, feel free to comment them down below in the comment section. Make sure you participate in this event because you're going to get some good rewards for your account. You don't want to miss out. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new, subscribe for more content. Until then, We shall meet again in the next video. Bye bye for now.